is up, YouTubers? This is your boy Cartoon, and I'm here today to bring you another Bleach Brave Souls video. I'm going to be doing the 6-star 100% character analysis on none other than Buntai Ju Ninamoto Sensho Ura Kisuke Dono. That's right, the former captain of Squad 12 and the first chief of the Department of Research and Development, Kisuke Uruhara. So without further ado, let's get into this bad boy. Alright, so looking at his stats, pretty solid. I'm liking them, as all the new characters always have. Just these really nice stats. So let's go over them. Stamina, 798, almost 800. I'll take it. It's fantastic. Attack, 535. He stands pretty even keel with most of the new 6 stars. It's not the highest attack, but it's not a bad attack either. So, you know, duly noted. Defense, 288. This is an aspect that we normally don't care about, but it's above the average, which is fine. It's closer to 300, you know, 12 points off. It's fine. Focus, 276. This is on the higher side of things. It's a little bit above average, but you know, not doesn't stand out that crazy. And then his SP is 552. See, that is really notable because 550 is, you know, around that halfway range. I believe Donkai has somewhere around here, you know, so it's a little bit off of 600, but come on. Having 550 to 600 range just means that there is good possibility for strong attack damage. Okay, he's also a boss killer, do note that, and he's a strong attack damage link. Alright, so let's get into his soul trait, and you'll notice that he has 5 attainable upgrades, none of which block his path to level him up completely. So all you need to do is augment him and then level him up with the appropriate jewels, which would be focus jewels. Okay, so from left to right, top to bottom, let's go over these. First, sprinter. This is pretty standard, increases just the number of flash steps by 1. Next, long reach. Okay, so it increases his, you know, area of effect for his normal attacks. Now, bruiser. Increases normal attack damage. That's always a plus and gives me mad possibilities now. Berserker increases strong attack damage. Okay, so sad possibilities there. And lastly, bombardment increases special move hits. Now, I usually don't utilize special, or I call these throwaway tributes, but for this guy more often because he's a boss killer already. And you know how I feel about an augmentation of special. If you're a boss killer, you're gonna kill a boss anyway. It's just, what, you're gonna kill him faster? Wow. The status ailment does the trick. I mean, you know, it's whatever. But without further ado, guys, please enjoy the clips. Running a sad build. Genji raid quest, full boosties, sad build. Here we go. Well, alright. So, first things first, we're going to test out these recharge times. So, first strong attack, 8 seconds. Second strong attack, 16 seconds. And last strong attack, 24 seconds. So, it's intervals of 8, basically. Alright, so let's see how much damage these strong attacks actually can do. Alright, that looked like about 3k. Okay, his normal attacks are doing somewhere around 800 to a k. Was that 500? Oh my god. That's no good. Okay, so right now I want to test out this this grouping of the mobs here, and yeah, and then lining them up to do that, because I've heard of that being a combo. That's a pretty interesting combo. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about his strong attacks. They do a lot of damage if you line them up correctly. His strong attacks actually can do multi-hits on every strong attack. I believe can do multi-hits if it's lined up correctly. You see, if you line that up correctly, it'll do up to 2 hits. If you line that one up correctly, obviously it's going to do somewhere around 6 to 8 hits. And if you do something like this, I think it could actually do 4 or 5 hits. I'm not sure, but it does take them a considerable distance before it stops. And it's hitting every single step of the way. So yeah, he has a lot of multi-hits already, so Frenzy would have been a no-go for this guy, of course, because he already has a built-in Frenzy on all his strong attacks. They're all hitting multi-hits. It's just, they're really circumstantial when it comes down to the multi-hit part. That's 1, and 2 is, like, I don't know how I feel about this guy. He's not killing people with his strong attacks, you know, and I'm doing the perfect combo chains that I can, but he's just screaming out, maybe he wants me to just continue using his normal attacks. It is what it is. With control, strong attacks, this is common. Running a SAR build. SAR build. Shinji raid. Let's get it poppin'. Alright, so since this is a SAR build, let's test out the recharge time. So, strong attack number 1, 5 seconds, 5.5. Strong attack number 2, 11 seconds. Strong attack number 3, 16 seconds. And that's that. Alright, so it's pretty wonky, but doable. I could work with this. And I could work with a vortex cooling down every 10 seconds and living itself out for at least 3, so that's pretty cool. I likes that. That's and if you notice, this is a really good build for him, especially because all of his strong attacks are simply controlled strong attacks. They're either going to knock the mob back at a distance, a considerable distance that is, or they're going to literally push the mobs in a shockwave or control them once again by using this vortex that has a pretty wide range AoE. So he essentially has all of these different strong attacks that will literally dictate what the mobs are going to do. Rather than just knocking them down most of the time, he does this at a distance, with that one just cooling down at a really nice rate. It's like, yeah, it just cools down at a nice rate. With this one especially, it just knocks them all the way back, getting hit like a nub. And then this one is the vortex that just puts them all the way in the center. And for that thing to be cooling down every 10 seconds, that is ridiculous. It's just an asset to have. But, you know, this is, to me, I'd rather that vortex just completely be accompanied by chappies, because it does a pretty decent amount of damage even so. See, that's, you know, but either way, SAR build works perfectly with this character, and it's just because he has the advantage of range if you don't want to use his melee attacks. Okay, gonna showcase Urara Kisuke special, which is a boss killer as well. No Tenchentai, just hitting them. Oh wow, okay. Did some pretty decent damage. He is a boss killer. Okay, boss. Running a NAD build. Build full boosties. Shinji raid. Let's get it poppin'. Well, alright. So, since this is a NAD build, let's test out his attack string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so he has a 4-hit attack string, except the third hit is going to have 3 hits in it. 3 little thrusts. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Kind of annoying, but I'll take it. It's okay. It doesn't look like he has really a lot of range on the first 2 hits, but the thrust actually has a little bit more range on it, and then the last 2 swipes actually, well, the last swipe actually delivers the biggest amount of damage. So yeah, it's gonna have the highest probable crit in the chain. Alright, so his strong attacks accompany his normal attacks so well that it's better to play this way if you're going to play this guy, because he has to get entirely too close, which he's going to definitely lose points on an ad build for, because when you have to get too close to your opponents, it's a big issue. It's not good. Okay, I don't like doing that when I want to start off my string. Also, because of that 3 hits in his string, he barely has a chance to finish his string. It's a little bit longer than most people's string is going to be. It throws me off all the time when they have multi-hits in their string if it's not in the beginning. So that's very annoying. And as you can see, like, he's still producing okay normal attack damage for, you know, these kinds of normal attacks. Like, it's not outstanding, it's not great, but it holds up as a viable build, and it's only because his strong attacks support a NAD build so well. So NAD build, yeah, you can work with it. That's my 6 to 100% character analysis on Kisuke Urahara. In the end, you find out using a SAR and a NAD build are probably your best options in terms of PvE, whereas a SAD build just falls short of the 3. And the reason being is because his strong attacks just don't do a lot of damage. They're designed to control mobs, or trap and ensnare them, and inflict poison on them at times. But that's what they're designed to do, so decreasing their cooldown time gives you double control over the field. Not to mention, they are perfect segues to launch other strong attacks or your normal attack string, and that's why a NAD build is completely viable. It does lose points though because the range of his NAD is not so good, and also that wonky attack string is just so weird. Lastly, he's very dependent on his strong attacks to actually get his full string off, and that is very circumstantial. So with that, he loses a few points, but NAD build is still second place and probably one of the better builds to use because I'm perfectly comfortable with using a NAD build with any character mostly, and he is no exception to the rule. Okay, so a SAD build gets the lower score just purely because it just can't one-shot entry-level mobs, and I just don't like that. Okay, if you're gonna have a SAD build with 80% more damage, you should be able to one-shot something, and not because of crits or anything. You should just be able to. But it is what it is, folks. Right? Two more things. He's an orange character, okay? And being an orange character means that he can go into any room and he's going to be doing stock damage plus. That is always a big plus. Alright, and the last thing is he's a boss killer, so he's always going to remain relevant in the world of PvE, especially seeing as he also has that vortex making him a raid buster all by himself. Right, this character is an asset, and if you have any jewels or you have any focus or you want to have fun, this is the guy. Okay, he gets an A+ for complete usefulness, and if you have him in your roster, telling you this guy could help you do any and all raids, and that is a big plus. So if you have him in your roster, I recommend you level him up all the way up. He's totally worth the jewels and totally worth the hassle of the Eisen raids. But that's my analysis. You could always feel free to make your own opinions on this matter because that's what this is about, guys. But that's my video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe as always. I'll be bringing you more Bleach Brave Souls content throughout the week. I'm your boy Scartoon, and I'm signing out of here. Dude, chill. Productions!